Level 5 has been working overtime trying to get Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, officially released onto the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal calendar year, and it seems like that's not necessarily going to be happening, as they recently confirmed that it will be officially launching in summer of next year worldwide. So today I wanted to go over and provide a little bit of an introduction to you guys regarding on One Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, will officially be revamping this time around, because this franchise has been around since the 3DS days. They have been doing extremely well for maybe even longer than that. But they didn't necessarily get a lot of releases within pretty much the last 4 to 5 years, because after the 3DS releases, they just kind of dried up. They didn't really do anything, and they've kind of been battling as to what it is they want to revamp about the franchise going forward. So recently, the president and CEO of Level 5, Akihiro Hino, specifically referred to the release date finally being settled for summer of 2024, after them having to internally delay it multiple times, as they basically were trying to get it out in 2023 but simply were not able to. And alongside that, they provided a brand new trailer showcasing not just, of course, a brand new glimpse of gameplay, which we had seen a little bit of before in the original reveal trailer, but more importantly, what you do get to see here is what they're calling the makeover, essentially the latest changes and new features specifically added for this game. And today I kind of wanted to provide all of those information, specifically with their latest blog update as well, which pretty much has a decent set of information. Link in the description below for you guys to check that out. Kind of like collecting pretty much everything that we need to know. And when it comes to brand new features, they specifically start out with island customization. Now in the trailer you do get to see a couple of other customizations, which they will be mentioned alongside everything here, but first and foremost in their blog update they mentioned that island customization is probably going to want to be the biggest feature that you see in the game, because now they're adding things like landscaping, character interactions, exploring the abyss, which is the name of the dungeon, traveling 1,000 years into the past, gathering strange links, new player actions, new lives like farmers and artists, which is something that you do get to see in the trailer, dungeon development, and a collection book. So even as new features go, that is a relatively stacked set of new features. When it comes to island customization, they basically say that anything you've seen in Animal Crossing, you're probably going to be able to do it here. That's a pretty simple explanation, but it tells you the whole story. Alongside that comes with, of course, landscaping, being able to terraform the map into any way you want. That is extremely important. Character interactions, which interestingly enough were simply not available there before. You're going to be able to talk in the same way that in Animal Crossing you talk to villagers. You're going to be able to get different reactions from the characters you have exploring in your little town. You also have the exploration of the dungeon themselves, which they don't necessarily get into except when they get to the story mode, which we'll get to in a minute. But basically dungeon exploration is going to be very important. This time travel situation as well is very interesting, but they don't explain it very well, and they don't show it very much in the trailer either. So there's more information there, of course, that we need to be able to get details on. They also mentioned gather stringslings as presumably some type of like a buddy or a little animal pet or something that you're going to be able to bring along, but they don't necessarily make a lot of information on that either. New player actions, that's kind of expected. New classes to be able to play at as farmer and artist. They showcase this in the trailer as well. The dungeon development, which you do create your very own dungeons as well. Some dungeon RPG mechanics here, which is really interesting. And of course, the collection book. But when it comes to the story mode, they mentioned that there's brand new avatar creation. So you pretty much can create your avatars from the ground up. And this is something that they heavily emphasize on the trailer itself. The brand new look, the brand new rendering options, of course, they're going to look more detailed and all of that than from the 3DS counterparts. They also mentioned that lives selection, of course, basically picking a class. Familiar faces from the series will also make a return, which is really good because a lot of popular characters from this franchise have been missing anywhere else. They also mentioned the introduction of brand new quest types for main quest, Lives Quest, Islander Requests, event battles, and rebuilding the present island. So they kind of encapsulate quests as being just continuations of the story, things to assist characters with, things to become a little bit more powerful, event battles via event quests, which again doesn't necessarily find space. They don't confirm if that is like post-launch DLC type things, or maybe timed events based on like Christmas, holidays, summer, etc. They don't necessarily specify on that. And of course, rebuilding the present island, which is essentially what you're trying to do as part of your goal. When it comes to crafting, they mentioned that town planning is a major role this time around. So remember Town Nook in like Animal Crossing, simple idea, but it's brought over here. Your own house can be, of course, built from the ground up and designed however it is that you want. Islanders' houses can be also tweaked as well. Animal Crossing all over the place here, pretty much the same idea here. Guild houses can be also be made. They don't necessarily specify as to what that could potentially mean, but they are also touted there. Building infrastructure, of course, placing it all over town and designing it however you want. It is something that is crucial here in this release. Object placement as well, no different than infrastructure. Plushlings shop and Plushlings cafe. Again, Plushlings are the little creatures that you're going to be able to have around, animal creatures and stuff like that. Not the villagers, or definitely not the islanders, but they're just little extra creatures, Pokemon types, if you will. Look at them that way. They also mentioned that redesigning buildings and developing missions as part of the crafting and story mode aspects. And the last few things here that they mentioned is, of course, the multiplayer. Up to 4 players can play via co-op online multiplayer experience, but you can also have free exploration onto other players' islands and even challenge quests together. So the RPG dungeon exploring the abyss type thing, you can do that with players. You can certainly go visit their islands as well, maybe trade with them, something Animal Crossing is well known for. And ultimately, you will be able to have 4-player co-op. Whether it is you visiting someone or doing a quest with 3 other players, certainly a 4-player team sounds enticing for sure. And if you're wondering, well, is this ultimately going to be a little bit of a knockoff Animal Crossing game? It kind of seems to be, but Fantasy Life, again, has been around since the 3DS and even earlier than that. So it is one of those things where, like, I am wondering just why they're making such drastic changes to turn the game into an Animal Crossing-like, and will it ultimately get lost in the shuffle since there's been so many of those games not necessarily doing well after the big, crazy boom that Animal Crossing ended up having with Horizons. But that's about all the information that I have for you guys today regarding Fantasy Life I, the Girl Who Steals Time, launching officially onto the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and PC on summer of 2024. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.